Hey everybody, my name is Michael. Welcome. Today we're discussing about the EX30, the reason it's been delayed. So a lot of people who placed orders were told that this summer there should be, without hindrance, the EX30 coming out and it should be delivered. Now, don't worry, almost every single manufacturer has issues with delivering, and especially with EVs. For example, Tesla over-promising on the Cybertruck, Roadster, and pretty much everything else, usually an extra year of delays. Porsche with its delays. You had a lot of manufacturers that for one reason or another, sometimes out of their control, sometimes due to their fault, sometimes due to hundreds of different issues, all culminating into the same chaos that affects GM and Ford and everybody all together. Well, in this case, any manufacturer that relies on components from China or has the vehicles produced in China has been hit hard, and the Volvo EX30 might be the first victim of tariffs. That's right. So tariffs were high last year, where Volvo was accounting in its price. The big selling point of the EX30 was that it's supposed to be the cheapest, one of the cheapest premium EV vehicles on the market. And I asked around from different people who are driving different brands, for example, Audi and Mercedes and BMW, what they thought of this. And they thought for that price alone, it is really, really good. That $35,000 sticker tag, where, by the way, in Europe, you could get as low as like $29,900, is crazy. You're getting a really good deal, especially considering some Teslas are $40,000, $50,000 comparable to this. Now, I get it. It's not, super luxurious, and it is missing some features that you'd normally expect in a premium vehicle, but for that price tag, it's definitely worth it. It is one of the fastest, it's the fastest Volvo, and one of the fastest vehicles on the market, should be, due to its size. It's going to be the smallest Volvo in its segment, so it's breaking records there, and it should be the cheapest new Volvo on the market currently. So 3 records right there, where it's going to be aiming for a new target audience. The problem is, they had around 25% tariffs expected last year, and now tariffs have quadrupled in price. So now it's going to be very, very difficult to get a profit on the EX30 with these giant tariffs. So if this vehicle is going to be priced over $40,000, north of $40,000, it's going to impact sales heavily. And it's also going to be delayed, which will impact sales even more so. Now, the biggest issue here would be not only if the vehicle was delayed, but going up from a quarter, 27.5% tariffs to suddenly 100+%, you are going to have potentially, if it doesn't make sense at all for Volvo and Polestar, you might have the EX30 canceled. And not only that, but the EX90 and other future cars would have to go through delays, and different manufacturing processes would have to be put into place, because even if the whole vehicle is not manufactured in China, but just a portion of it is, from the chips or certain components, they're going to have to find different suppliers, and these tariffs have really done a bad job for anything coming into America, where there's a lot of interesting manufacturers, not just from Geely, that unfortunately we won't see here stateside anytime soon because of these tariffs.
Okay, kind of can't move right now. So to finish this video, the EX30 has a positive solution to it, but it will delay things by more than a year if they start producing in their Belgian facility. If they start producing in Europe, that bypasses the Chinese tariffs. However, it still is a delay, and the people who reserved with $500 deposits, a lot of them are canceling and wanted their money back to buy something that will come out this year. And at that point, Volvo is losing these customers. So either way, it's a big impact on Volvo. Now, also, European labor and costs of all the parts, everything is going up due to massive inflation. Some European countries had greater inflation rates than here. In America, more than double percent. So you're talking about an increase in pricing regardless, where if it increases too much, if it starts getting 40, 45,000, whatever, you're talking about getting into the same market that the XC40 Recharge currently is at. Now, yes, there's the rear-wheel drive version, the all-wheel drive, the twin version. So some people may still choose the EX30, but it bites into Volvo's own market share at that point, and it makes it less competitive against the Tesla and other competitive models. So you don't want the price point to be raised too much. You don't want it to be delayed too much, but Volvo has to come up with a solution somehow. But that's pretty much that. Thanks for watching. Oh, and I wanted to add in the EX90, even though it's being produced in South Carolina, would still be impacted. A lot of these manufacturers would, just because of the chips and whatnot. Now, hopefully, they're not going to be produced all in China, so the tariffs won't have an impact on that, but it's still something that even if a car is produced in America, could lead to delays, and well, that's not good. People may cancel again, just like with the EX30, and may choose something that's already right on the ground. But the EX90 is very exciting when it should come out. It's going to be a very cool vehicle. Same thing with the EX30, super cool cars.